It's a psychological concept called effort justification. It is when we believe something is more valuable because it was hard to do. You see, that's why many of us default to intense action. We assume to be productive or to reach our goals, it has to feel hard. It has to look like hustle. It has to feel like a grind. You see, that mindset leads straight to burnout. It makes consistency feel out of reach. In the last video, I shared how I started to trade pressure for rhythm, how I started to move from intensity to sustainable action. You see, in this one, I'm going a little deeper. I'll walk you through 3 pillars that help make consistency stick, because the real goal isn't just progress. It is building something your nervous system can trust. Let's get into it. Now, the first pillar is identity alignment. I know I spoke about this in part 1, but I want to go a little deeper in this video. Your brain acts based on your identity. It acts based on how you see yourself. Your self-concept determines what you do. Now, if you see yourself as a person who shows up, you behave like one. So your first tool here is start your day with an identity affirmation. Remind yourself every day, as many times as you can, I'm the kind of person who shows up. You see, even when you don't feel like it. Now, that's the trick. Many people are unable to say these things because they feel, oh, there's this incongruence I feel in my brain when I'm saying these things that don't really say what I am. Say what you want to become. I remember when I was still on my own journey, and every single day I'll remind myself that I am limitless. Every single day, I remind myself that I take audacious actions. Now, those times I was dealing with procrastination, right? And over time, my focus shifted from the pressures I felt externally, from the things that were limiting me, from the things that were disallowing me, and it started to create an internal alignment with what I was saying. And so I found myself starting to act fully like what I was saying. See, a point to note here is, as you say what you say, do what you say. Now, do the littlest thing you can do about what you say. You see, mastering your identity, even through words, begins to reform your actions. All right? And the moment it begins to reform your actions, you are no longer relying on willpower. You are moving to alignment. An alignment of your actions to what you are saying. All right? Now, the second pillar, design habits and routines. See, we're creatures of habits. Take it that whatever you find easiest to do at the moment, right? You do it because you have repeatedly done it over time. The brain loves patterns. The brain loves predictability. So your next tool here, decide a first step. So every time you want to do something or take an action or become consistent in an area, decide a first step. For whatever it is, the most important thing is always decide a first step. What is that first step I'm going to take? No matter how little it is, right? And there's a theory that you might want to adopt, the 2-minute rule, right? For example, you want to write a book and you take a first step to being opening a document and writing what the book is going to be about. All right. Now, if you want to follow the 2-minute rule, what you're doing is that you're writing for 2 minutes non-stop. And so when it's 2 minutes, you can stop. Now, that begins to build a loop in the brain. Look, when I was growing the habit of reading consistently, my first step was to begin from reading a tiny portion of the book that conveys a central idea, or something I can hold on to. It might be a page, it might be 2 pages, it might be 3, it might be a chapter. But the goal that was framed in my mind was read the book until you can pick a central idea you can hold on to. But what happened was that as I went on with that pattern, I started to build the habit of reading. You see, I've learned through that action always sparks momentum. So you can have started little and then the momentum builds up and you find that you can do more than you committed to doing in the first place. You see, what happens is that dopamine follows frequently repeated patterns. And so because your brain is now used to it, your mind is now used to it, you become used to it habitually. You're seeking it, you're craving it, whatever satisfaction it gives you, pulls you toward wanting to do it. Now, the second tool here is habit stacking. You see, I started practicing this one after I read the book Atomic Habits. What I did was I attached a new habit to an existing routine. For example, when I go on my walk in the morning, I listen to an audiobook. Right after my night shower, I read a book for an hour. Or whilst I'm on my lunch break, I send a text to 2 or 3 friends that I haven't had the time to connect with in a long time. Well, if you've gotten a text from me at lunchtime, that's what's going on. I'll still send you text. Over time, you see your brain starts to link those sequences, right? It starts to link those sequences and then it builds automation more efficiently. It becomes your habit. It becomes your habit. All right. Now, the third pillar is you want to create a supportive environment. Your environment either supports or disrupts your habits. So whilst you're trying to build these habits, you want to create a supportive environment. Now, the tool here is visual cues. For example, you want to build a reading habit. Leave your book where you'd see it. All right. You want to write, keep your laptop open. All right. You want to build a habit of drinking water persistently. Keep a bottle of water by your side at all times. Keep your running shoes in sight. You see, seeing those things creates a constant nudge that triggers the habit loop without you having to rely on willpower. Now, the goal here is to allow your brain do its work just by what it sees and what it is sensing and what it is recording. Allow your brain do its work. And you see, I want you to also be fair on yourself in this beginning stage, because if you're still in your growth phase, it is wise that you also create tools for when you might get distracted. You see, and so I have this tool to give you. It's called the if-then tool. For example, if I find myself on social media when I'm supposed to be doing something else, I'll close the app and write my book. I'll close the app and write my book. Now, the goal of this is to prime your brain with an automatic feedback if you stray from the path to your habit. All right? That's the goal, to create something that your brain remembers. The idea is allow your brain work for you. Let it create something that it remembers to pull you back when you find yourself straying. You see, I personally had to come to terms with this. Consistency isn't about perfection. As a matter of fact, wanting to be perfect was what stopped me from being consistent back in the day. You see, consistency is continuity. Now, I say to anyone that cares to listen, consistency is continuity. Just get up, show up, and do what you have to do. You see, every day you show up, even briefly, you reinforce neural pathways in your brain. And over time, just because you're showing up, it becomes your identity. Over time, just because you're showing up, it becomes your identity. So in summary, here's all I've said. Align your identity. Say it to yourself and confirm it again and again. I am someone who shows up. All right? The second thing, design your habits and routines. Engage the 2-minute rule if you think it's going to work for you. Stack your habits if that's going to help you. And I believe it's going to help you because it helped me. All right? And the third one, set up your environment. Set up cues that make the things you want to do easy to do. And if you find yourself getting distracted, preset if-then plans for when you get distracted. You want to consider this the gentle way into creating sustainable progress, right? You see, I said this video was 2 parts, but I'm bringing a third part, and I feel like it is critical because more than the tools, what I'm hoping to do in the third part is to walk you through exactly how I set up my own daily and weekly systems. All right? Now, if this resonated with you, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and I'll see you in part 3. Cheers.